Today's Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. I made the appointment with the ENT surgeon. It's not until end of August. But when I called them, the receptionist, they asked me what I was going there for, and then they told me that the reason they referred me there was for Meniere's disease, and I'm like, I know I don't have that, so it I couldn't believe like the ENT that I saw. He didn't even mention that he was diagnosing me as for Meniere's disease. Because if he would have told me that then, I would have been like, no, that's no way I have that. Like, that's not accurate. But that's what he put me down. So now I'm more sure that the surgery is not for me. And yeah, I'm not gonna go through with that. Like, it's scary that, I mean, the whole visit was very quick too. So it's just like when doctors just like, they don't, they just rush things. They just like, for sure they get it wrong. But for them to like recommend surgery for the wrong reason is like even more frightening. Like, I just couldn't believe it. And yeah, so I mean, I guess I'll still keep the appointment, and when I see that surgeon, I mean, I could ask what he thinks, but it's, yeah, I don't think I would want to go back to that ENT, considering that like that's far off from for sure what I have. Like, it's not Meniere's disease, and I heard of that before. So yeah, but it's, it's terrible that they would just misdiagnose. Like, they're so quick to misdiagnose, but then when I bring about bring things like MdDs, which is like the most relatable thing, they would never agree to that. So it's just odd how everything, how all that works. Like yeah, it's just I'm just shocked that they would diagnose me as that. And so yeah, and also today I talked with the neurologist, and he referred me to a new one. But when I called the new neurologist office, they asked me what was the reason, and I said, well, I have this rocking thing. And then the referral also stated that it was for rocking. So they were like, oh well, this neurologist doesn't see patients for rocking. And I told them, like, it's, I've seen ENT, I've seen, I have a neurologist, but then he couldn't figure it out, so that's why I'm calling you guys and see what he thinks. But the receptionist was just like, oh well, I could go ask the doctor. But like, I think she misunderstood, or they misunderstood. Like, they think that I have like Parkinson's, like I'm literally like rocking. But I told them, no, it's internal, like they can't see it. But they were like, in the end, they were like, no, we don't, our doctor doesn't see you. You need to see a movement disorder specialist. And I'm like, but I'm not literally moving. And I feel like that's people with Parkinson's would see. Like, I'm not. So anyway, I mean, I asked them, like, does the doctor even know about MdDs? And I don't know, they probably Googled it right away, but it was just, I don't know, pointless call. And I feel like they didn't want to see me anyway, so just, it's kind of odd, and that I was referred there, but they're not gonna accept me even though it was approved. So my first neurologist told me if I don't like the new one, then he'll just refer me to a different one. But since this second one isn't gonna even see me, I have to get another referral. I mean, I know it doesn't really matter in the end who the neurologist is. I feel like no neurologist really knows about it. So, or I mean, it's kind of, it's probably a waste of time, but I mean, at least, like I said, I don't want to be just not being proactive about this. So yeah, I mean, if I could get help from a specialist, like a real specialist, it would be nice, but it's not a common symptom. So also this month I got, like around May 14th, I got a really bad cold. At first I thought it was a flu coming. Like I guess, I mean, when you have a flu, it's like, I guess it's similar to a cold, but the flu is like you feel like you're dying. I guess that's the main difference. Like you have all the same symptoms, but the difference is like, yeah, you feel like dying. So I was sick in December and February, and then I thought I wouldn't be sick for a while, but then I got sick this month, May. So it's just like, what again? And I know in February was definitely a flu, because it was like, yeah, it was like death feeling, like body chill, like shaking constantly, and fever, and it was just horrible on top of the rocking. So it's just like, just like this nightmare, living nightmare. And this time I didn't have the chills, but then the morning I knew I had a sore throat, so I was like, oh no, this is not good. Like it always begins with a sore throat, and then after that it's just constant runny nose. You can't control. It's just like watering down. Like there's no way stopping that. Like it's just constantly running, and then fatigue and body ache, and yeah, just coughing, nonstop coughing, or coughing is the throat. One night was just like my sore throat hurt so bad, like it was like burning. So like I couldn't even sleep. It was like waking me up because the throat hurt so bad. But yeah, I'm finally recovering. It's been 2 weeks. I think the cough is still lingering. Like it's just like, I hate being sick. Like it's horrible. It's and yeah, you can't recover. Like you can't recover in like a few days. Like it takes at least a week or more, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to like ride the wave, like literally. Like I'm in a wave already, but like double wave. Like seriously, like it's just like double torture. And yeah, you can't do anything. You just have to wait time. And but thankfully, yeah, these cold and flu is not permanent, or it doesn't last months. I wish this rocking was only temporary, but so far it's been 2 years, over 2 years. If a cold or flu was 2 years long, that's like just no way. Like you would just want to die right there. Like I don't get, I haven't gotten flu shots ever, so I feel like from now on I should get one, because it's just like when I get sick, it's just really pretty brutal. It's pretty miserable. I feel like when you say you have a cold, it doesn't sound as severe as a flu, but colds are still really miserable. Like I just, yeah, it's just health is so important. Like health is number one for sure. Like you can't do anything without health, and as long as you have health, you could, you know, get back up and do things. But yeah, it's just, yeah, when you're finally recovered and you're not sick, you're just so grateful, like, for your health. Like, yeah, being sick is just the worst feeling. And yeah, it would be so nice if this rocking would go away completely. Like that would be perfect. That would be like, yeah, such a privilege. Like yeah, once you lose something, like you really, it's always, that's when you realize like how, you know, how grateful that period was. Like, but yeah, I don't want to be sick anymore. I should probably get a flu shot. But yeah. Um, so yeah, you know, the rocking hasn't changed. It's the same. I'm not taking medication. So, you know, it's just, I try to live my life normal. It's just distraction is the only way to keep going. It's not, you know, it's not ideal at all. But what, there's nothing really available. So it's just distraction. That's it. That's the only solution right now. Just distraction. Yeah. I mean, the more you don't distract yourself and think about it, you lose your mind. So it's not think about it. Yeah, that's what's going on for now. I mean, I know I don't have much confidence in doctors, but I mean, I at least I learned a lot how healthcare system works. How, you know, it's just like, I know the doctors are also overwhelmed with hundreds of patients. So it's kind of like, you know, they don't just kind of, you know, just see if they have a certain check, you know, just standard procedure, and just check off whatever, and then, okay, you probably have this or that. They're not like 100% accurate like machine. They're not God. They're human. So yeah, but for sure this Meniere's disease is major misdiagnosed. Like it's not what I have, and yeah. So yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, I want to thank people who are still watching my videos and encouraging comments. It's uplifting. You know, it's miserable, and it is depressing when you feel like no one understands you. There's no one, but at least having, you know, this online community who could relate, like being able to feel that there are people out there that could understand, like it's more hopeful than, you know, just being completely alone. Like nobody understands, like no doctor or anyone. It's it can get depressing, but it's nice to be able to discuss or talk about with people who actually understand, because this is not something I wouldn't want to bring this up to just regular people, because they'll never understand. And I'm sure I would be, if I was on the other side and if I didn't have this condition, I wouldn't understand either. Like they like what are they talking about? Like it's a strange situation. Like it's like I would think this is something out of a sci-fi movie. Like this is like I never would imagine that I would end up living like this. Like this is yeah, this is not, yeah, it's not real, but it is what it is. And what I mean, as long as I'm breathing, um, I have to, I have to just live with it.